Hello, everybody. Dom Tiberi here at the 10 TV studios. Time for a Buckeye Breakdown, joined by Adam King, Nicole Sharon. They are at, are you in the North Pole? Is that Santa Claus's hangout?
Yeah.
Actually, Michigan Stadium, where the big house, where it is snowing. But, hey, guys, I just want to say, what a win. Pure domination. After the first quarter, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close, Dom, and the first quarter was just kind of weird. It was a great run play by Michigan. Obviously, that's scripted, the opening drive. They executed that well. And then Julian Sayin makes a throw that we really haven't seen him make. The one thing that I'm sad about from the first quarter is credit to Ryan Day. He threw the go route to open the game. That was amazing. We've all joked about that in this rivalry for years. He actually did it. It was really close with Carnell. From there on out, though, I keep calling, the word is poetic, I want to use, because thinking back to every game in this rivalry in the last 4 years, it's been about toughness with Michigan and how they're the more physical team, and they'll run the football, and they'll handle this game. And Ohio State was the more physically tough team in this game, and it was beautiful to watch.
And
talk about toughness. Oh,
and you know,
sorry,
Nicole,
Dom. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Nicole, the thing that jumped out to me is, and I want to go back to that, Ryan Day, there was so much that had been said in the past about, as Adam said, Ohio State was not physical, was not very tough, he was born on third base. And Adam's absolutely right. The defense totally dominated the line of scrimmage. They had negative some yards in the fourth quarter. 163 yards total rushing for Michigan, no touchdowns. And for a guy that was born on third base, I thought he showed so much class because he said, we're going to win with humility. We're not going to stake the flag. We're not going to be like that team up north.
Well, exactly. And, Dom, you just said it. And that's the thing that stuck out to me in his post-game press conference. He said, we didn't come here to be disrespectful, to do anything like that. We came here to win with humility, and that is exactly what they did. I mean, you guys saw the videos after the win. Buckeyes are jumping into the stands with the fans. They're doing snow angels in the snow. They're not planting a flag anywhere. They're not doing any of that. Meanwhile, Michigan was guarding their M because they didn't want anything to happen to it. They weren't doing any of it. It was very strange. They weren't doing any of that. They were the more physical team. They were the more respectful team, confident team, the better team here in Ann Arbor. And, Dom, you said it. They held Michigan to 100 rushing yards, 63 receiving yards. For a guy like Bryce Underwood, who's had a pretty good year, I think that checks out to about how he struggled. Yeah, he has struggled. And again, he's a freshman. He has not faced a defense like Ohio State this season. But you talk about physicality. I mean, the Buckeyes brought it today.
Well, hopefully, to the supposed experts around the country that want to badmouth Ohio State, that they didn't play anyone and whatever, they went into the big house and they dominated that football game. Let's start with Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Everybody wanted to know, and Ryan Day took it right down to the wire. They released the thing that says they're both questionable. Well, they both look pretty daggum good in this ball game, both of them scoring. And, boy, the aerial attack out of Julian Sayin after throwing that first pick. 3 touchdown passes. Adam, what a day from those guys.
What a day and what a difference they can make. Turns out if you have the, top 5 pick in the NFL draft next year and then a guy that's one of the greatest wide receivers to ever come through the program back, it can be pretty helpful. And it's not only that they were back. I thought it was how Ohio State managed them in this game. They baited Michigan into bringing the safety up on run plays. And that's something that Ohio State hasn't been able to do in past years. They dared Ohio State to throw the football. You can't do that with the Buckeyes. That's their strength. But Bo looks so good out there that Michigan said, all right, we're going to have to get a little closer to that box. And then, boom, they beat him with Carnell. Boom, they beat him with Jeremiah. And then a great play by Brandon Ennis. That, I think, is one of the plays of the game on that third down. Such a big difference to get a field goal there versus a touchdown. The Buckeyes get the touchdown. They go into half, and felt like it was over at half. I want to go back real quick to the M and not standing on the logo. There was an attempt to plant a flag.
Well, okay, maybe there was an attempt to
plant a flag. Yeah, but he stopped.
Well, there were a couple.
Yes,
they did,
but he stopped it.
And that was what I thought was so cool.
Yes.
Is that felt like the whole going back to Carnell and Jeremiah and everything. Well, it was great to have them back, and it was great to see the Buckeyes out here. It felt like it really was a business trip. And when they were back out here, it was like, oh, this is what we saw all year long. In the end of the game, they celebrated a little bit. It was like, what are we doing? Go to the locker room. I asked Ryan Day, I said, on to next week. He said, you got it. Like, that's it. It's time to go play Indiana.
I mean, yeah, they're playing the number 2 team in the country. They get to celebrate this one tonight. And in the locker room, they celebrated. And then it's, if they can get back to Columbus. But then they got to move on. It's Big Ten championship time.
Yeah, the other thing, Nicole, and we talked about the physicality of this ball game, and Ohio State dominated. I watched the line play, and I've watched the line all year long. And the nastiness that these guys have, I love it. Ryan Day and I've talked about it, the edge they play with. It was on full demonstration today. There were a lot of pancake blocks in this game. There were a lot of guys on their back in the maize and blue getting popped. And I love the running game. It is peaking at the right time. And for you people out there that were saying the running game this, the running game is that, and I kept telling you it's getting better every week. Well, I'll tell you what, it culminated in this ball game. And, this O-line is playing at another level. But I love Bo Jackson, and I love the other way these other guys are coming on, Isaiah West and these guys, they're going to have fresh legs as they get into this tournament. But the running game's peaking at the right time, Nicole.
Listen, we have said the name Bo Jackson all season, and y'all remember the name because that dude is an absolute animal out there. What impresses me the most about him is his yards after. He's an absolute bully of a back, bulldozes his way through everyone, and just remember, he's only a freshman, which is terrifying. After the game, Tim Walton, a couple of the other dudes, Jermaine Matthews, they were shaking him like, that's Bo Jackson, and that's exactly how they should be treating it. He had the game of his life today, and like you said, Dom, yes, people have said, this Ohio State run game isn't what it was last year. Well, run the tapes back. Like, watch this game again.
It was last year.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The fact that this is how they really won the game today, I mean, that's a poetic statement right there.
And I will take one exception. The way they won this game today was with the defense, in my opinion. As we have said, defense wins championships. I have been a huge fan of Matt Patricia and Timmy Walton and what they have created. And if I'm Sharon Moore and if I'm Bryce Underwood, I want to leave the Big Ten. I don't want to play against Matt Patricia again because after, they made, and they are so good at it. And I saw them on the sidelines. They were making adjustments. They came out and did a couple things. They popped them in the mouth and, the supposed experts out there, Ohio State's tight. Colin Cowherd and these people taking shots. And then all of a sudden, they made the adjustments, and it was silver bullet time. And again, 163 total yards, negative yards in the fourth quarter. Negative yards in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's amazing, guys.
It's unbelievable, and it's what Ohio State has dreamed of the last 4 years. Ohio State, in the previous 4 meetings, I believe only twice have they been able to force a punt from Michigan in the second half of those last 4 games. So that was the point, and Jim Knowles is now at Penn State. He's got a lot to figure out over there. But that was the question with the Jim Knowles defense is can they get off the field in the fourth quarter of this Michigan game? That was never a question with Matt Patricia. I mean, you say they won the game with defense, and I'll give you that, Don, because I think where they won the game was not allowing a touchdown after the Julian Sayin interception. That could have gone, and that's how rivalry games are. If they allow a touchdown, 10-0 is a big hole to be in to start a football game, to walk back out there and try to solve that problem. Instead, it's 6-0, and with that, Ohio State quickly came up with an answer because it's just one score.
Well, and Adam, you talk about it. Julian Sayin literally said that. He said the fact that our defense held them to 3 is exactly what they needed in that moment. That was exactly all right, let's get back on the field. We can take the lead now. And they did just that. So you're absolutely right that if they go up by 10, it could be a different ball game. I mean,
I was getting pelted by snowflakes.
All right.
Hold the mic this way.
All right, last thing. It was a slobber knocker.
Yes.
These guys are going to be sore. Arch Griffin, Woody Hayes used to say that they're glad they didn't have a game until the bowl game because it'd be so hard. They're going to have to, medical staff's going to be busy because this was a hard-hitting affair. Next week, it is Indiana. Big Ten title game. I'm on record. That thing needs to go away. But since we're going to play the game, Ohio State needs to go into Indiana, and it's time. It's time. We saw it a year ago, and it's time. And let's play this game.
Well, I don't think it's more than Michigan, but there is a lot of disdain among the fan base for what Kirk Cignetti's kind of done over in Bloomington. It's not necessarily the program. I mean, they're not worried about Indiana, but there's a lot of talk that comes from Bloomington for a team that this is their first Big Ten championship game. So I think there's a bit of humbling that the Buckeyes would like to do, remind everybody who is the real king of the Big Ten. I will say, as we stand in this snow-covered ground, the Buckeyes, I can promise you this, looking at this camera, there will not be another football game in snow-covered Ohio Stadium because they've clinched themselves a bye. There's no world where the committee drops Ohio State out of that top four. So you're right, Dom. While it doesn't actually impact anything in the grand scheme of a national title, it does matter for this Buckeye team. They want to go out there, and they want to call themselves Big Ten champs.
Yeah, let's just not get anyone hurt.
Yes. And I want to add one thing. Remember who humbled Indiana last year? Who was it?
It was Will Howard.
Correct. The Buckeyes. So I think it's going to happen again. This Indiana team has not been humbled yet. But I will say, and I do want to add, I think this could very much be a battle for the Heisman in the Big Ten championship. Sure. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sayin. Sorry, I'm eating snow while talking at the same time. This is great for a California girl. But no, I really do think it's going to be a battle in Indy. It's going to be, it was funny. I want to add something on the snow related. Dom, you'll think this is funny. Somebody asked Julian what it was like to play in the snow, and he kind of chuckled, and he said he turned to his teammates and said, guys, this is kind of fun. That is the most California boy thing I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
well,
as someone who grew up in Columbus, Dom can attest. This is not fun. We see this a lot.
Yeah.
It's just painful at this point.
You can have it, and I'm glad you guys are in Ann Arbor. Tell all the people I said hello. All right? All right, that's going to do it. You guys have a safe trip back. Keep it on 10 TV, 10 TV Plus, and 97.1 The Fan for all the best Buckeye coverage there is.